Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Intelligent Moron with Alex Silva. I actually went out of town this weekend, went to Los Angeles, where I thought, well, we were going to a baseball game. Go watch the Dodgers play. They won, thank God. And we were going to go and hopefully try to escape a little bit of the Central California heat. It wasn't that much cooler, really, at all. I mean, the game, our seats, it was a 4:15 game. So we had gotten there, got to our seats, sat down, maybe for like one inning, and then sat up and then walked around the baseball park, and just kind of watched the game from my other vantage points that were in the shade. It was maybe a 96, 95 degree day, so it wasn't like the super hot temperature like it is in Central California, but still, when you're out there and you have literally no shade, no protection from the sun, you're just sitting there baking in the sun. I mean, I don't care if it's 75, you're going to feel like it's hot, when the sun is just beaming on your body. So thankfully, I was sitting there thinking to myself, looking over at my dad. He's hot as well. We're all hot. We're all uncomfortable. And I'm like, this is going to be tough. He's like, you know what? We can't do this. We can't just, we can't do this. I mean, this is just going to be uncomfortable and bad. I don't care. The tickets, we got them, they weren't super expensive either. We got them on a discount as well. So we're like, that, of course, that didn't even pop into our minds until after we were standing around the ballpark. But when we felt how hot it was and where the sun was going to end up, and how our seats were not going to be shaded at all throughout this entire baseball game, we were just like, you know what? We got to just stand up. We got to stand up. I mean, we just walk around. And thank God we did that, because as soon as you stand up and as soon as you walk into the shade, you immediately feel like a 10-degree drop off in heat. And you just don't feel as hot as you would be at all. Only just because being directly in the sun it's that bad. You really should not be in the sun for that long. And you know what? Did my research. The left side of the baseball stadium, the left side in left field, at least at a 4:00 game in the summer, is not going to be pretty much in the sun at all. It's going to be shaded at all times. So mental note made. We cannot sit on the right side when it's that hot in the middle of the day. You just can't do it. In the afternoon, you'll suffer. You'll melt, It wasn't fun, and thank God we actually stopped. But everyone even took the hint too. We were sitting towards the top of the stadium, and if you just glanced at the fans in the stands, you could see the entire right side pretty much is in the sun, and the left side is pretty much all shaded. And the left side was so full, while the right side was sparsely, not many people were in their seats because it was so hot and they were just directly in the sun. So everybody there had a good idea. Everybody was like, you know what? This is going to suck. We cannot just sit here and melt. And you know what? I was actually a little nervous at that point, because I was thinking maybe the security of the stadium is going to be go to your seats, losers, go to your seats. You can't just be standing here. But even then, everybody was still hot. Everybody was still not cool. We weren't in perfect degree weather. It wasn't a nice day outside. it was still pretty hot, and everybody kind of got the idea like, well, we can't have these people just like sitting in their seats and not being able to get shade because that would not be good. People might get heat exhaustion, which somebody did, by the way. We were trying to go back to our seats to see, maybe the shade is finally there. This is like maybe like an hour 20 minutes after we had left. Just to go walk around and stand at some other place in the shade and watch the game that way. So we decided to do that. And then we decided to come back to our seats. And then, at the very top of our section where you begin to descend from like the area where like the snack bar is, there's a dude who's like straight up passed out and people like fanning him and giving him water. And he was just like sitting on the ground like exhausted from the heat. And this dude was wearing jeans and like a blue shirt. But, you could immediately tell like this dude probably hasn't had enough water. This dude probably is like, you probably just try to tough it out. I mean, I would not wear jeans if I was going to be outside the majority of the day, like at a baseball game. And I wouldn't wear jeans in that situation. If I was going to wear jeans in the summertime, it'd be like, well, I'm like going out to walk back inside to a place where there'll be AC, and I will just wear my pants for that. But if you're going to be like at a baseball game when it's really hot, you probably shouldn't be wearing jeans just because it's just going to make yourself hotter. And you don't want to be any hotter than it already is going to be, It's not something it's not the smartest move that you could do. And if you are going to be out, outside for that long, and you're a person who likes to wear jeans, and you're just like, well, I don't care. This is my style. This is what I wear. I don't care about, I hate shorts. You can be like the biggest hater of shorts that there is. If you can do that, you can wear jeans. But I also advise people to make sure they're drinking tons of water. Tons of water. Because anything that you drink that isn't water when it's super hot is going to dehydrate you very quickly and diminish your fluids, which you don't want to happen, let's be honest. I mean, I see like these, because we were like watching from like vantage points, like not in the stands, there are like sections, or like before you actually enter the seating section, above that is like where like handicapped people would sit down. A lot of people that were sitting in the handicap were like older people, right? That had wheelchairs and shit like that. And those people were not drinking any water. They were just like drinking soda, hopefully that soda would like, hydrate them and replenish their thirst and, quench their thirst, and replenish their fluids. But like, there's a lot of people out there that just don't even give a damn about drinking water, just, for starters, like water is essential, is so important. And seeing these people straight up like neglect it, firsthand, just like, hey, would you like water with that? Nah, I want a soda. Now, to be fair, I did have a soda there. When we got there, we went to Shake Shack, which is in the stadium, and I had a Coke alongside with my burger. But that was also not knowing exactly if we were going to be directly in the sun with our seats. So I was like kind of like being like, well, I took a water in the stadium as well, so I should be cool as long as, we're in the shade. And I can enjoy this nice soda pop while I'm eating my burger. And then when I sit in the stadium and watch the game, I'll have my water there, so I can balance everything out. That way I can enjoy my life. It's all about enjoyment, right? I understand how people think that soda is like one of their favorite ways to enjoy life. That is a thing. I understand that. But I also do think that it's important for you as just to hydrate yourself, especially when it's super hot outside. and you're gonna be outside for a long period of time. You don't want to be out there for that long, not drinking water. I mean, come on. I mean, I have water here right now. I have water here every time I record to stay hydrated, to stay, to quench my thirst, to help not dry, but like moisten my throat when I speak for this long. You gotta hydrate. And I know soda's good. I know soda is delicious. It's one of my favorite things in the world. I love it too. A nice cold Coca-Cola, like so cold that it burns your throat a little bit, is delicious. It's one of the best things that you can drink. One of my favorite things that I can drink, but I know it's not good for me. Like, 1, the sugar; 2, the lack of hydration, just not good for you. So I understand that, people. I understand that you're at a baseball game, you want to have fun. You also got to mix in some water there too. I would hate to be somebody who collapses from heat exhaustion at like one of these events. It doesn't just happen at baseball games too. You hear about this stuff like at music festivals, concerts, dehydration, collapsing from that, fainting, heat stroke, vomiting, all that stuff, just collapsing. You don't want that to happen. All you gotta do is drink water. It's not as hard as you think. It's pretty easy. Just carry some water and keep sipping it as you go. Some good news, actually. It is almost August. What comes in August? What's so important about August, you may ask? Well, it's the last full month before the regular NFL season kicks off. That's right. August is upon us. Training camp is next month, or it's pretty much already here. Preseason games begin next month. I am in football mode right now. I mean, I am geared up and ready for the NFL this year. And this isn't just like any normal NFL year. I mean, this is about to be the best NFL season that we've had in maybe 20 years, if I'm going to be completely honest. Like this coming up season in the NFL, knowing the storylines, knowing the players that are coming in through the draft, rookies this year, the off-season moves with the teams that have already happened. August cannot come any sooner enough. And then after that is the regular season. Football begins. Some call it fall, some call it autumn. I call it football season. Once that happens, that week, the magical week 1 of the regular season, I mean, it is pandemonium for me. That's when my year truly begins. Can't wait. I mean, like I said, all the trades during the off season, like the Giants releasing Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles picking him up. I mean, just to kind of piggyback off that, not only am I in football mode, like counting down the days, but this is also the time when I normally, getting closer and closer to training camp is when I would be watching Hard Knocks. And right now, there is a Hard Knocks going on right now. Hard Knocks offseason with the New York Giants, which is, Hard Knocks, but more focused on like the front office of the New York Giants and not really the players so much, because the players in the show are not really practicing right now. Mainly because the show kind of is already been taped. Hard Knocks is normally taped and edited in that week and then put out at the end of the week. This is already been taped. It's been taped months ago, right? Right now in the show, they're covering the draft. They're about to cover the draft, which happened months ago. But even watching this, right, I was already going to watch it. I mean, I love Hard Knocks. I mean, I like Hard Knocks. This is just getting me into football mode, where all I care about now is football. Like I'm so laser focused. I got tunnel vision. Like that's all I can think about right now, and all I can focus on is just NFL football. It's coming. It's coming. It'll be here before we even know it, right? But also, like, it's just going to be a massive, massive season this year that I truly cannot wait to see. Like I said, I've been watching that. I will be watching Hard Knocks training camp when it is, I believe this year is the Chicago Bears for training camp. Which, of course, with the number one pick in Caleb Williams, like, it's going to be quite the season, I think, that I cannot wait to see. Before I go on too far, I just want to make sure it is actually the Chicago Bears this year. Yes, so Hard Knocks training camp is going to be the Chicago Bears this season. So confirmed. I cannot wait to see this. I mean, I just cannot wait. And not only am I watching Hard Knocks, right? Off-season Hard Knocks, I know. It's like I said, it's not about the players, really. It's more about the front office and the ownership, which is, in its way, very fascinating. Of course, it's stuff that already happened in the past that we already kind of know how it sort of goes about, or we already kind of know what was happening, during that time period, at least the general viewpoint of it, not really the inside viewpoint. But when you get to see the inside viewpoint and how all this stuff is, talked about, the deals, the talking to agents, like I said, it's covering the New York Giants. So spoiler alert, if you don't know, the Giants let Saquon Barkley go. He signs with Philadelphia. That was a big disaster because they're like, well, hopefully he doesn't go to our rivals. Bada bing, bada boom. He goes to the biggest one in the division. And then, it just kind of, the chaos ensues. And then we haven't even gotten to the draft yet in that show, but I can already tell it's going to get pretty crazy. Especially because who the Giants drafted. And already how it happened. But now we get to see the insides of it all, like what was proposed, or was there a deal that was happening or shaping up and then it just kind of fell through. But now I get to see all this stuff because I don't remember seeing a lot of that stuff, before the draft even happened. I was just kind of, draft day as a viewer, as a fan, you just watch draft day. You just watch it on the NFL Network and you're just you see, you're just experiencing it yourself, the anticipation, the clock, and who's going to, pick who. The analysts are breaking down each player, who can go where, this person might get picked, best available players, stuff like that. We're all just kind of in it in the moment. Now we get to see the behind the scenes and watch how that all unfolds. And to me, people, I love it. I love that stuff. I get it. It's like a behind the scenes type thing. It's almost in a way kind of like reality TV, kind of, even though you kind of know what happens. So it's not really reality TV. So it's more like a documenting what happened. But of course, reality TV, in a way is, I don't know. It's just kind of, it is kind of just showing somebody's events and lives and things that happen in that person's life. This just happens to be, the jobs of these people. And their job is, in a way, the life that we are viewing, for these NFL, executives. So it's interesting in that way. You get a little bit of a extra dose of football. And, I'm already in football mode, so the more the merrier. But I didn't stop there either. Before I even got back into Hard Knocks, before I even said, wait, hold on. Because I had to remember, I had seen it, when it first premiered, first episode's out. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm 3 weeks out. There's got to be a bunch of episodes out. I can watch them all right now. Before I even did that, I started another show, another football show, Receiver. the sequel show to Netflix's Quarterback. Both by Netflix. Netflix Quarterback and Netflix Receiver. Obviously, from the title, you can tell that this show is about wide receivers. But the kicker is, they also throw in a tight end. George Kittle. Yeah, right. Not just any old Joe Schmo tight end. They put in like one of the best ones in the league, George Kittle. And it doesn't just follow George Kittle, right? It also follows Devontae Adams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Justin Jefferson, and who was the last one? Oh, Deebo Samuel. That's it. 2 49ers, a Lion, a Viking, and I'm already forgetting what I just said. 2 49ers, a Lion, a Viking, and a Raider. Yeah, Devontae Adams, yeah. And, it opens up with, Peyton Manning narrating it for a little bit, and then it kind of it does a 180, and is like, no, Peyton, this ain't a show about quarterbacks. This is my turn. And boom, Randy Moss is narrating like the first episode about what it's like to be a wide receiver and all that. Pretty cool stuff. Like, I did not expect that, but it was it was a nice surprise. And, it obviously made sense. Randy Moss is like an incredible wide receiver. I should say. He's been retired for a long time. But when he played, man, he was like almost automatic. Electric, dependable, exciting, love playing the game of football. And just like these guys all do too. A lot of times, people kind of think that when you watch football and you see how famous that these guys are, and you see how, they're involved in like so many other things, like endorsements, social media, collaborations, all that stuff, right? They're essentially businessmen who have other things tied up, not just playing football and getting paid their salary in the NFL, but they have all these other things that they're involved in where they just get paid even more money to be a part of. They also kind of like treat that as their job as well. You're not just like a football player. You're like a public figure now that is, has so many people looking at what you do and what you're involved in. That itself can influence a viewer or a fan or somebody else to buy whatever the hell they're a part of. Like, I know that in the show, Devontae Adams is like heavily involved with Taco Bell. You probably seen him on last year, the nacho fries commercial. Like, he had like an own little like Taco Bell kiosk in his own house where he can just get Taco Bell whenever he wanted. And luckily Devontae Adams is a huge Taco Bell fan. So like for him in the show, it was like, oh, no brainer. Like, I love Taco Bell. I'll be a part of y'all. But the fans who are watching that and see like, oh, Devontae likes Taco Bell. Fuck, so do I. I want some Taco Bell right now because my boy Devontae's got that. So, what I'm saying is like they have so much responsibility nowadays and so much more other things, besides football, side hustles where they make, boatloads of money that they're almost like set for like generations in their family, right? So you would think that, do these guys really care about football? Do they really actually give a damn? It's such a violent sport. You can get seriously injured. You can get seriously hurt. You can suffer injuries that could last you or alter your life, change your life. Not in this show, though. In this show picked some of the best receivers in the league and the best football players, period, in the world. And every single one of them in the show. You never felt that this guy doesn't care about football, or this guy does not care about getting better as a receiver. Nah, every person in this docuseries had it. every person in this docuseries was, at least to me, their main priority was football, getting better, and winning games for their team. And I was like, this is beautiful. This is how it always should be. And for the majority of the league, I believe that it is. But when you see these guys, on the field, and they do these celebrations, you don't really see much of them, or really see how their brain works or what they're thinking, because you just see them on TV making catches, and that's it. Maybe dropping a pass, maybe getting tackled or making the tackles, getting injured. Maybe having, some crazy on-field reaction to something that didn't go their way, or disagreements with their coaches and maybe not playing well. You don't really see like what these guys are actually thinking until you watch these shows. Interviews from the media, they have to say certain things, in order for them to complete their job. Other things that they don't need to say. They're vetted and trained by, their publicists, how to answer questions. So in this, because the season had already passed, because it covers the 2023-2024 season, it had already passed when this came out. So there's no like giving away information in a way. Everything is, already out there. The season had already happened. So seeing this, is one of my favorite things to watch, because you really get an in-depth look at the position itself. And they do a very good job of like the pre-notions that fans and viewers have of receivers, right? Just catch the ball. All you got to do is catch the ball. All you got to do is catch it. Just get open and catch it and then run. It's a lot easier said than done. That phrase is used quite a bit. But I do think that in the sense of a receiver in the NFL, there really is no other position that could be harder. Obviously, quarterback is the hardest. But receiver, like that, there's so much uncertainty in that position because, for one, after watching this docuseries, there really is like not really too much of a safe way to play this position, because you're pretty much guaranteeing yourself once you catch that ball, you're about to get hit pretty quickly. If you don't see it coming, it's going to come, and if you don't expect it, it's going to come. Either way, that hit is going to come. It happens pretty much every time a receiver catches the ball. And the receivers in this show made it very clear, like, yeah, I know what we signed up for. I know what I'm up against. I know that as soon as I catch that damn ball, I'm a target. And everybody, not just the one guy that's guarding me, but everybody's pretty much going to want to lay my ass out. So with this show, I definitely do gain a huge respect for all receivers out there in the league. Like, you guys really do, put it all out there. I cannot imagine running for that long, catching a ball, and then trying to run some more, all while somebody's trying to hit me. I also can't imagine running for that long, that fast, that perfect, and not have the ball thrown to me. It's definitely seems like a very frustrating position, because football is a stop-and-go sport. There isn't really much interplay or passing like basketball, right? That's just not how the sport works. So anytime you see like when receivers get, frustrated or they're getting very angry, I understand more why they are, because they have to be used. And if they feel like they're not being used when, let's say they're open, right, and they're losing, like, hey, throw me the ball. What are we doing here? We're trying to win this, right? Let's win. I definitely do see that frustration and how that, mounts, and the way that they handle that, and how they, try to overcome that frustration. And now whenever I see wide receivers like truly get pissed off and become divas, in a way, it kind of makes sense. I mean, I totally see how and understand their point of why that happens. It's truly kind of out of their control, but also, like, if they don't catch the ball, they understand that they're probably not going to get thrown to that much more. And all these guys too in this docu series, man. I mean, I just wanted to draft all of them on my fantasy football team. Like, they were all just so, like, the toughest, like, hardest working, like, receivers that you could possibly imagine, right? George Kittle, Debo, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, I mean, every single one of those guys, you could see, like, dude, like, I want to draft this guy on my fantasy team because this dude loves football. This guy tries so hard. He's vocal. He wants to be the guy. He is the guy. And it's just like, you want that. You want to see that. You want to see people who want to be great, who are obsessed at what they do and want to be better to better their team, right? And, as a fantasy football manager who doesn't see anything about these players at all, just kind of drafts them based on the ranking and their stats, mainly their overall ranking, let's be honest. I mean, no one's going to actually, who plays fantasy football casually, is going to be like going into these all advanced stats and seeing all this stuff. And I mean, like, come on, let's be honest. When you see these, you want to draft the players. I mean, when the Hard Knocks did the Detroit Lions, I think it was last season, I wanted to draft all Lions players. Same with the Jets. I think the Jets were last season. Same with the Jets. When the Jets, had Hard Knocks last year, I was like, bro, I got to draft Aaron Rodgers, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson. Like, these are my boys because these guys are proving to me that they play hard. Now, of course, that's all a little bit different because Hard Knocks is before the season. This was during the season. They taped receiver during the season and put it out at the after the season had concluded. So you kind of get more of a true mindset, I would say, a true seasoned mindset of the player that the show covered, and I think that it did a very good job with that. If I'm being honest, I gained a lot of respect for players like Amon-Ra St. Brown because I had watched him obviously on the Lions, but like when the Lions were on Hard Knocks, he was a big part of it too. But in this show, he's like the main character. It's not just the entire Lions team. But his like dedication and like his like pissed offness and like his willingness to get better and like, never stop and always like, always trying his hardest. Like, I mean, I would love to have like that guy like on the Rams. I mean, he's a California boy. Let's get him back in California. For real, like that dude, I know it's covered Justin Jefferson, who's like the best receiver in the league currently. Devontae Adams still is a fantastic receiver, but there's just something about Amon-Ra St. Brown that's like, dude, that dude's like a winner, like a mental winner, like a battle everyday winner, like in the trenches, like I'm going to fucking move forward. And just keep on going. Like, that dude was a winner in my eyes. Like, I mean, like I said, I would love him on the Rams. I mean, that would be freaking incredible. I mean, I know he loves the Lions and he's super into Detroit, but like, dude, if he was available to be traded, I mean, I would love to have that guy back. That's how much like I fell in love with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, that dude was like infectious. His competitiveness was just infectious. Like, I was ready to run through like a brick wall because that dude was so committed to being the best receiver that he could possibly be. And I was just like, I love this dude. This dude rocks. And then like Debo was just like so good too. Debo was so cool. Devontae was cool. George was like a very likable guy, but also like super tough and like just like one of the better tight ends in the league. So versatile, so athletic, so huge, tall, strong. Um, Justin Jefferson for the majority um, of the show was injured, which he was last year because he had a hamstring injury, which pretty much took him out for like 10 weeks, and it could not follow him through like the same depth as it did with the other receivers, but still very cool. All seem like pretty cool guys too, like really cool guys that just love what they do. They love football. They all really emphasis, and that could be just because they're being filmed, but their love for football. And I don't know if it's just because they're being filmed. And yes, they're being filmed, but also this is like what they do, right? They're professional football players. Like, you kind of have to love what you do to be good at what you do. You know what I'm saying? You can't just like hate football or think football's okay and pursue a career in the NFL. I mean, I guess you could if you're totally like driven by like money and financial stability. Yeah, for real, that's a possibility. But also, like, I think even for them to be like the best of the best, you have to have like that true love for football or for the thing that they do, which is, catch footballs and run. So I think that Netflix did a great job by picking like the best receivers in the National Football League and giving them like time to shine and truly like delving into like their personalities, their work ethics, and their day-to-day lives, which is pretty cool too to see that stuff and really see, because a quarterback gets a lot of attention. But I think a lot of kids, a lot of football players, besides quarterback, they really like to play wide receiver because you get to catch the ball. Catching a football is so goddamn fun. That's why these guys play the game, because they have fun. And that's what you want. You want them to keep having fun, playing the game that they love, and to love it. Make sure they emphasis on the love it. Because if they don't love it, they're not going to be good. And if they're not going to be good, then we have a league that's full of players that aren't very good or don't really care about the thing that they're in. Last thing we want, I think, is for football players to not care about football and really just not have that quality on the field, or not have the right people in that position, right? I mean, I think we could say that about a bunch of things out there, but these guys, they're under a microscope every week from the media, the team, doctors, fans. Are they going to play good? They're going to play bad. Fantasy managers, I mean, I'm one of them. Hand up. I am one of those fantasy managers that, I haven't drafted yet. But I do. I already said I would like to draft all these guys. Probably not going to be possible, but that'd be very cool if I can get a lot of those guys, because those guys, they're the best of the best. And it's not just because of this one season, too. They've been good like their entire career so far. Like, they are like stable. What's the word? Staple. Yes, they're like this the staple of receivers. No, that's not the word. What's the word? Stamp of approval? No. What is the word? They're the quintessential. No, I can't remember. When you think of receiver, you think of these guys. These guys are the ones that are like the best of the best at their craft, and they continue to be, at least in this documentary, and hopefully for years to come. All right, moving on. Instagram's gotta freaking chill out, man. I mean, chill the fuck out. Not necessarily for the people I follow and what they're posting, no, not that one bit. Instagram's ads. I've talked about this before, how their ads for these games that I fall for, the ones where one dude fights off a horde of zombies, tries to reward himself by getting more guys, more guns. You know what I'm talking about, right? By the way, there's been videos published on YouTube seeing it and proving that these games are phony as hell and are not what they advertise themselves to be. And they only do that because they can get suckers to download them. Like, I've downloaded one of them. I have downloaded maybe two. I can't remember. But I for sure have downloaded one of those games, and I can confirm that they are not what they advertise whatsoever. So that video that I saw this past week, was 100% correct. And it's a shame how that is able to keep going, and how people can actually, how those apps can sustain a business, even though that most of the people out there know that these games are truly not, at all what they say they are, and how they can get away with it. And it's crazy that it continues to happen, but that's not even the main point here. That's just one of the ads. But I'm talking about, like, dude, I am getting ads for literally everything that has ever existed on Instagram. Everything. I'm talking treadmills. I'm talking coffee, snacks, shoes, shirts, shorts, belts, insurance, games. I need to go on. If I open up Instagram right now, and it's not even really like when you're just scrolling, right? I mean, I get that too. Like, I'm testing this right now. I'm just scrolling my Instagram, and what am I going to get? What's the first ad that I get that's actually an ad? An ad that, it's not like an account that you follow. It's truly an ad. True Classic shirt. I just got it right now, which is the fat guy shirt that makes you look skinny when you're fat. I already got that one right now. I've talked about that many times on this podcast. I just got another one. It's called Blink Eyes Official, to give your eyes relief, because your eyes are tired. Your eyes are sore. You're looking at a screen. You're doing a bunch of work all the time. Okay, that's the second ad. And that was only like, hold on. Let me just count how many things I saw before I actually got to that ad. Okay, let's see if it even pops up. Okay, True Classic, that's one. How many posts do I see before I get another ad? 1, 2, 3. So I scrolled 3 times, or through 3 posts, and I got another ad. And this one is not just any normal ad. The Blink one, if you accidentally tap it, it gives you like an entire, like, a swipe up type thing for you to read more information and sign up for it. It's crazy how ridiculous these ads are getting, man. They're getting pretty smart, It's not cool. Okay, so that was 3 posts I was able to scroll through before I got another ad. Let me try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that was 4. So 3 posts, and then 4 posts for wonderful pistachios. I like pistachios. You hear that, phone? I like pistachios. I don't want to see your ads, though. That was 4. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3, 4, and 3. And this is for American Express Business credit cards. Okay, so we got more. One more time. Let's just do it because this is fun. 1, 2, 3, 4 again. So it seems to be like when you're scrolling through your Instagram timeline, just regular scrolling Instagram, not even talking about Reels or the Explore page, but just scrolling, I'm getting an ad every 3 to 4 posts. This last one I just did, Home Depot. You want to buy a bench, you want to buy a wheelbarrow, some tools, a hatchet, Some pruning shears, a saw. No, I don't actually, but thank you. I don't even know why. You see, that's only half of it. The second half is truly scary. I'm going to go up to the top. I'm going to refresh my page. I'm going to view my stories that I have right here. People who I follow post stories, which I like to view. So I'm going to tap on the first one. Okay. 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I went through 6 people that I follow stories, and I got an ad. Factor Meals. Seems like a meal prep planning, service for planning your meals. Pretty cool. Already so far, like, this ad is a smart ad, so you can like swipe up and you can just start to shop right now. There's also a link on there too. So what I just say, I can't remember how much I said, but wasn't that many stories I went through to get another ad. So that was one. Let's try it again. So, I just got 2 ads back to back. True classic again. Bada bing, bada boom. Wow, look at that. On my stories too. I can't be free. I'm not free at all. Okay, so that was 2 back to back while viewing stories. I think I only saw like actually 5 of my friends' stories, and then I got 2 ads back to back. Let's go again. So we'll finish this one. Okay, 1, 2. 2 on that time. Okay, interesting. So I'm getting a little bit more ads on this, on the reels, on the stories, sorry. Viewing stories on Instagram, I'm getting ads faster than just scrolling. Okay, so that's another one. That only took 2 stories. Let's do one more time. 1, 2, 2 again. Look at that. I can't seem to be, I can't escape these ads right now. These are out of control. I literally cannot view the stories in peace without being interrupted by ads. They're every 2 actual story views of people that I follow. I'm being abused. Not abused. That's not the right word. I'm just being attacked by all these ads. Okay, let's go again. This is for Monopoly Go, which is a mobile app. Interesting. Mobile apps in 2024. Who has time for that? Okay, so we're going to keep going. I got back to back. Monopoly Go, HelloFresh. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3. 3 again. I was only able to view 3 at that time. Got another one for Factor. And So Yummy. 1, 2, and another one. Wow. And another one back to back. Oh wow, that one was only 1 story view. I only saw one of my friends' stories after getting 2 ads back to back through the stories. Saw one friend's story, which was a real one because I follow them, and then already hit with another ad. So I don't think that I am in the minority here. I don't think that I am being complaining. I do think that this is getting a little ridiculous. This is getting very ridiculous. These ads. I mean, Instagram. I mean, if I'm looking at you right now as a customer, or I guess as a user. Sorry, I don't want to say customer because I'm not paying for your service. But if I'm looking at you and seeing like how much fucking ads you have on your website, I truly don't think that there is no joy in using your platform right now. I have zero joy. It has become more of a chore to use your service and to view people who I follow's accounts, to view their stories and posts and reels and whatever, than your service right now. It has become an absolute minefield of ads that just try to interrupt my day-to-day life, which is incredible. It's incredible, but it's also like offensive, disrespectful, annoying. There was a point during the weekend where I literally thought of deleting Instagram because of how bad these ads have become. Like these ads are the worst ads ever. I mean, there's like truly, and I don't know about you guys, but I view my Instagram primarily without volume. So I get like these ads are trying to be cute and smart by making everything with subtitles, fast, subtitles on everything. Every clip and every reel and everything that's on there now has adapted to that and putting in subtitles for every video. Every video that they've ever posted with subtitles is on there. I get it. But like when I'm just like scrolling and I just see an ad, just visually, I just get pissed off. I don't even need to hear it now. I just kind of just don't ever want to see it or hear it. I mean, is that what you want, companies? You want me to be pissed off at your brand? Like Factor, HelloFresh, Monopoly? You want me to buy you. You want me to see what you're all about and purchase your items or your service. But truly, I'm pissed. And I don't want to buy any of what you show me, what I'm seeing. I mean, I think that these advertisers are making more and more people hate their product than they ever would have, if I'm being honest, just because of the sheer like overexposure of all this crap that you see on social media. Truly, I don't know what to do. I would not be somebody who is interested in those items. It doesn't seem like it was something that, even in the first place, I would not be interested. Like, Monopoly Go? What? I thought we were done with phone games after Words with Friends or Clash of Clans. Like, nobody plays these anymore. Everybody's just destroying their brain on TikTok. Like, what are you even trying to do? Like, Monopoly Go? You're a board game. Don't be a phone game. You can't just do that. First of all, nobody likes Monopoly enough to get you on a mobile device. On a device that is essentially your lifeline in the modern day. I can't be draining my battery on Monopoly Go when I need to make a phone call or I need to text somebody where I'm at. What if my phone is like at 2% and my car dies in the middle of the road and I don't have enough juice to make a call because I spent too much of my time playing Monopoly Go? Now I'm dead. Now I have nobody to come pick me up. Now I'm dead. What do I do? I don't know. No, actually, I do know. These ads fucking suck, bro. These ads are terrible. I would love to see less ads on Instagram. I would not pay for an ad-free subscription. Let me just make that very clear. I would not pay. But if Instagram is for the people and, cares about you, cares about everybody that you love, they would make it so that there's no ads. Now, that's impossible in these days, but it'd be fucking amazing if they did that. And I can't believe it, but I literally was so close to just deleting Instagram this past weekend because of how many ads there were and how many I just did not want to see. I know, I get it. I love capitalism. It's the best system ever created. I truly do think it is, and I love it. But to this extent, it's just like, damn, I can't view things in peace anymore. The peace is gone. It's just been stripped away. I have no peace. Anyway, what do I got now? Oh, a couple more things. The Halo TV show has been canceled from Paramount Plus after 2 seasons. Thank you, God. Actually, thank you, God. After that second season completed and how disappointing it was, pretty much from start to finish, everything about it was just a disappointment. Every frame, every scene, every character, every storyline, every plot every beat, every set piece, everything that they had in that show was an utter disappointment to fans of Halo, and I think to just anybody who wanted to watch the show in the first place. Like I was saying, like way long ago, I don't think that I can recommend the Halo show to anybody that I know. It is not something that Halo fans would like. It's not something that general audiences would like at all. Like, there is no shot that anybody out there likes that show. And the fact that they got canceled after 2 seasons by Paramount Plus pulled the plug. Now, Paramount Plus is in deep shit right now. They're about to go under. Like, for real about to go under. So I get it. They had to cancel a lot of shit. No one has, since it's been canceled, come to the rescue to save it. Netflix, Amazon, Disney, Hulu, Warner Brothers, none of them have even talked about picking that show up and purchasing it. No one. Not a single person. Why? I don't know. Maybe because it's already been fucking killed. There really is no reason to continue to make that show that they had already put out. I mean, I don't see anybody wanting to continue that show. Anybody with a brain, at least. It just all went bad. And honestly, we put something out of its misery. That show was never going to succeed the way it was written. Whoever was in charge of it, like, that show is not a show that anybody wants to watch ever, in my opinion. And I think that it being canceled is one of the best things that Paramount Plus could have ever done. Putting that show out of its misery is exactly what that show needed. Just put it out of its misery. We don't need to see it suffer anymore. It's done. It cannot continue to suffer in that way. It was rude. It was mean. It was evil to have that show continue and to see how bad it was. Week in and week out. Nobody liked it. Nobody liked it. People will tell you that it was okay. But it isn't okay in the sense that it is what it's supposed to be. And it was doing the property of Halo and the storytellers and the writers and the creators and the people with brains who made that popular in the first place. That show truly tainted the entire IP. There's no question about it. There's no way walking it back. There's no rescuing that thing. Even if Netflix wanted to pick it up, like, what are they supposed to do? Continue that story? No. God, no. I would pray that they would not do that. And it doesn't seem like they are, so that's a good thing. But, I mean, I know, for me, I am in such a happier mood that the Halo show is definitely canceled. I shouldn't be, though. I shouldn't. But the people who made it made me feel that way. Halo TV show, Halo series, that should be lit. But it wasn't. It wasn't. It was just bad. And thank God it's over. This upcoming week is going to be tough for me. Only because I won't be able to see Deadpool and Wolverine day one. I'll be doing other things. And I'll be busy this weekend. So I'll have to wait to see that movie until next weekend. Which I'm actually looking forward to seeing this. I'm curious to see how much this movie will blow up the MCU, if it will. If it will blow it up. I mean, there's been a lot of trailers, a lot of TV spots, and, commercials for Deadpool and Wolverine. There's one in particular, I think, where in one of the trailers, I think, at the end of it, Deadpool and Wolverine, like, jump into, like, a Doctor Strange, like, magic ring. It's like another dimension or a portal or something like that. Now, Marvel has been known to false advertise in sake of story, which they have done in the past. I do feel like that could be something that is false advertising. And I would be like, yeah, that could be false advertising for sure. Just by looking at it through face value like that, it seems like something that would not be in the movie, and maybe just in this TV spot to make it seem like, oh, this is still part of the MCU, the Doctor Strange's portal. No, it could be, but I'm curious of like how much this movie, because it does lead on to like it's gonna fucking jack up the entire universe. It definitely could, but I mean, like, what possibly could Wolverine and Deadpool do? Their powers are just invulnerability. Like, that's like their entire power is just being invulnerable. They don't die. So how could they I mean, unless they fucking like time travel and shit, but the commercials and trailers really make it seem like they're gonna fucking jack everything up and make it all wonky, and it'll never be the same. But like I said, I'm excited to see the movie, and they're not really showing too much about the movie, I'll be honest. So this coming week is gonna be pretty tough for your boy. I might have to actually delete Instagram just stay away from spoilers. That actually might be a fun thing to do. And then then see spoilers and get spoiled, because I actually do want to see the movie, but I won't be able to see it, like I said, for a week out. So spoilers will be rampant on X and Instagram. So, oh man, it's gonna be tough. Wish your boy some luck. But to conclude, I don't really know if it's gonna jack it all up that much. I mean, the trailers, like I said, definitely lean into that, like it will. But I don't know. It might be bait and just be like a really cool movie. Like, it could still be a very cool movie, like Deadpool and Wolverine, cool team up. I just don't know, man. Their marketing right now is a little sketch. It's a little shady. I don't know. They might be trying to misguide you, I'll be honest. And I think that they actually came out and say, like, they have been showing things that are supposed to, confuse people or throw them off the scent, and so that way they don't, they can't figure out what's going to happen. I don't know, but it's just a thought. Anyways, people, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Remember, you can find this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube at Intelligent Moron with Alex Silva. New episodes drop every Thursday morning. Make sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, and do all that good stuff. And yes, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next week.